day 5. You've made progress. You've stayed away from gambling. You even maybe started to tell the truth a little bit. But now it's time to deal with some of the trap doors. The quick ways back into gambling. The moments where one click, one swipe, one deposit can unravel everything. Today is about putting barriers in place. This is your safety net day. I'm Rob. I made my last bet November the 12th, 2022, and this is day 5 of a 7-day series where I aim to help you navigate the first week getting clean from a gambling addiction. I remember exactly how I felt in the beginning, and today's episode is so important to me because had I not put these barriers in place, whether access-wise to the casinos or financial barriers in place-wise to my own bank accounts, who knows what would have happened. These things were life-saving and life-changing for me. And I really truly hope that you get the same experience out of it that I got just 2.5 years ago. Now, noting that it's day 5, you're probably feeling a little bit stronger, a little more confident. But this is also where many people relapse because you're relying on willpower. Let me be clear. Willpower alone, just not wanting to gamble, won't save you. Not yet. Gambling addiction is sneaky. It's triggered by boredom, stress, a text from the bank telling you you're broke, a highlight reel on Instagram of your ex. So you need systems, not just good intentions, for when these things do arise. Recovery isn't just about stopping. It's about making it harder to fall back into the same old patterns. Here are tools that can make a huge difference in your process. First, getting something like Gamban to block gambling apps and websites from your devices is huge. Once you install them on your devices, it makes it much more difficult to access the temptations that are right in front of you. Next, sign up for self-exclusion programs from casinos or online platforms. These legally bar you from returning or using their site. Next, limit screen time. Turn off notifications, move high-risk apps off your home screen, create friction. Delete all your gambling accounts, email them, requesting permanent closure and again self-exclusion, removed any saved payment info. Every single layer of resistance here helps. You're not weak by doing this, you're setting yourself up to win. The fewer doors you leave open, the harder it is for addiction to sneak back in. This was enormous for me. One of the reasons that I went back to gambling was that I had moved from New Jersey to Pennsylvania. Though that was just about a 15-minute drive, it changed the laws by which I was operating under. And I had done the self-exclusions from New Jersey during a time where I lost a bunch of money gambling, which is usually when you would do a self-exclusion. But moving to Pennsylvania opened up a new set of temptations because now I wasn't self-excluded in that state. I could gamble on most of the apps that I wanted to gamble. And so not doing the self-exclusion ahead of time really set me up for disaster. And by making it difficult to access gambling, you're going back and giving yourself that time to think, is this a decision that I want to make? Giving yourself that mental space to think about the decision instead of just doing it on impulse or out of habit is what recovery is all about. Next, let's talk about the real enabler here, money. Money is the fuel for this addiction. It's what we use to get our high. So limit your access to it. Ask someone that you trust to help manage your money temporarily. You can use a prepaid debit card with a small daily allowance or a weekly allowance of cash maybe if you're an online gambler. Set up banking alerts and restrictions and use a separate account for bills that you don't touch. Block gambling transactions with your bank. Many offer this now, especially over in Europe. And remember that this isn't forever. This isn't a punishment. This is protection. You're not saying, I don't trust myself. You're saying, I don't trust the addiction. And I don't want to give it a chance to hurt me. That's strength. That's recovery. Now, listen, I understand that this step is probably the hardest one. It's the one that felt the worst for me. And the reason that it felt the worst for me was because I was a 24-year-old man now asking his mom to manage his bank account with him. It felt embarrassing, but I think that's what I was telling myself in my head to try to talk myself into keeping control of my own money. And the truth was, I was going to gamble that money if given the proper access to it. I just wanted to have the control. And so I made up this story of it being embarrassing to kind of fight to maintain that control. But the reality was I didn't need it. And switching to that system of just carrying the amount of cash that I needed on a weekly basis for my expenses really didn't change anything about my day-to-day life. In fact, it helped me to budget, it helped me to save more. And the only real problem was that I felt embarrassed. I mean, I'll take that any day over digging myself out of debt, right? Really ask yourself, is your hesitancy to bring someone else in on your finances real, or is it just an excuse in order to continue to gamble? If you're honest with yourself, I'm imagining that you're going to find it being the latter. Now we need to talk about if you're buried in debt. Shame might be eating at you. You're not the first person to gamble yourself into a financial mess, and unfortunately, you're not going to be the last. You can call your creditors. Be honest. Ask if they have hardship plans, deferments, or payment plans, because most do. And if you need help, contact an agency like GamFin. If you live in certain states, they give you free financial counseling that will help you to rebuild your life coming back from gambling debt. I'm going to link them in the description. They're not technically sponsoring this video, but I have worked with them in the past. I think they provide a good service. So check and see if you're eligible in your state. And if not, try to find someone that you can talk to actually help you lay out all your debts and understand what needs to get paid back, when does it need to get paid back, how much is coming in, how much is going out, and what do I need to do to make this situation better. Having clarity in the situation will lead to fewer urges to try to win it all back at once with gambling, because that is a spiral of hell that you do not want to keep going down. So listen, no, this isn't going to fix everything overnight, but it's going to give you some breathing room, and right now, that's what you need. You need to keep making small, correct decisions and keep moving forward. Your mission today is critical. Lock down your access. Self-exclude from the apps and casinos. Hand over financial control to someone that you trust, and just know that it's not going to be forever. Every barrier that you build gives you one more chance to pause and to choose recovery. This might feel extreme, but trust me, it's not that extreme, and it worked for me. Gambling addiction is extreme. What you're doing is necessary. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about what happens when the rush disappears, the emptiness that creeps in. You're doing the hard work right now. Just keep pushing forward, one day at a time.